Welcome in, Monday edition, Bruce Hooley Show. Man, Christmas gets ever closer. Better get that shopping done. We will take you through all the latest headlines, local, national, and I guess at the top of the show today, if you've been one of those people who've been told over and over and over again that America's cities are safer, and you're like, well, I don't feel safer, and you see headlines and you wonder if the crime numbers have been reported accurately, we'll just chalk this up to another conspiracy theory that took longer than, a couple of months to prove that it was, in fact, factual. But it is true that crime is up around the United States, has been up around the United States over the past decade, including right here at home. We now know that because Columbus police say they have discovered a discrepancy in the way that crime statistics were reported to the state starting in 2013, underreported somewhere between 5 and 8% of crimes. Now, listen, I want to make clear up front. I do not blame Columbus police officers or people up to the command level for this. They are given rules to follow and procedures to follow in terms of how crime is reported. They are following orders. It's important in a department like Columbus Police that you follow orders. Otherwise, you'd have anarchy. You can't just go out half-cocked and do things your own way. But it is often the case, and let's see. Who was in the White House in 2013? When the crime reporting statistic procedures changed? Oh, that's right. That would be Barack Obama. He would have been early in his second term. And what was something that maybe became more prevalent in Barack Obama's second term than in his first term? I've said before, in his first term, he didn't use his race as much as a stiff arm against criticism of his policies, but he certainly used it in his second term. And so in order for Barack Obama, who after his first term was, in some degree of peril when he ran against Mitt Romney, one of the things Barack Obama was accused of is that after his first term, he really wasn't delivering for the Black community, the people that had put him in office. I mean, he had a groundswell of support from the Black community. He was America's first Black president, and that was supposed to be proof that racism had ended in America. Has racism ended in America? Well, it hasn't gotten any worse, but the reporting on it has gotten worse, and we have invented forms of racism, just most notably recently the Duke Lacrosse case. We found out that case, more than a decade old, 2006, was complete and utter horse hockey, okay? As I've said many times, the supply of racism in America outstrips the demand. How many race hoaxes are there? There are a lot. I'm not saying there's no racism. There's some racism. Will always be racism because we are a sinful people, and we have ample examples of that down throughout our history. But Barack Obama started to leverage his race more. So one of the ways that Barack Obama could react to that would be like to change the ways that crimes are reported, because then he could say, look in the inner cities of America. Look, crime is going down. It's going down. So I get the credit for that. Now, I don't know exactly what the changes were because it can get into very arcane nuances. But what I do know is, according to multiple reports today, this caused in the city of Columbus 18 murders to fall through the cracks, 2,400 rapes to fall through the cracks, over 2,000 aggravated assaults to fall through the cracks, 7,500 burglaries, 19,000 larcenies and thefts, and oh, look at this, almost 6,000 stolen cars. This is not a surprise to me, really, but it's just further confirmation that if you thought, hey, Columbus is a lot more violent than it used to be, I got to take precautions I didn't used to take. We used to have a really pretty safe city, pretty safe major city. Do you feel safe in that city now? I've said before, say it again. It used to become routine. It was routine for me to go downtown, to enjoy the Ohio Theater, to enjoy the Palace Theater, to enjoy a meal downtown, to enjoy a Blue Jackets hockey game. Now, no thank you. No thank. It's not a reflection on the individual venues. It is a reflection upon the entirety of the violence that has become normal downtown. That's why Bridge Park in Dublin is blowing up in popularity. Because nobody yet, and I have to say yet because of the fact that crime in Columbus is out of control, nobody yet has been shot at Bridge Park. And so people from the suburbs say, let me see. I can go to Easton where I might get shot, although it's not as routine at Easton as it is downtown. But it has happened at Easton where people have died, been murdered in shootings at Easton. I could drive from, Hilliard, Dublin, Upper Arlington, even Worthington. I could drive over to Easton to have dinner, or I could drive to Bridge Park. I won't have to pay for my parking at Bridge Park, and I won't get shot at Bridge Park. I might be the first, but nobody's been shot yet. All I have to go on is the sample size of what has been submitted so far. So that is why Bridge Park is highly successful. And it will remain highly successful, just like City Center Mall remained highly successful until there was a shooting at City Center Mall, and that precipitated the downfall of City Center Mall. And City Center Mall is not even there anymore because people perceived it, people from the suburbs who have the money, who make things flow, who make things work, who make things flourish, they perceived it not to be safe anymore. So, total crimes unreported, 119,000 unaccounted offenses. I gave you the breakdown earlier. Deputy Chief Tim Myers, not his fault. He's following orders, doing what the feds require him to do, what the FBI, what the DOJ require him to do. Eric Holder, Barack Obama, Merrick Garland, all those people require him to do. Deputy Chief Myers, in an interview with the Dispatch, said that these reports fell into purgatory. He stressed that the issue was purely statistical and did not impact the division's operations, but certainly it impacts the perception that people have of the city of Columbus. Now, that's not great news. Also not great news is that over the weekend, we had a triple homicide at a home on the south side of Columbus. 3 women found shot to death around 4 p.m. on Saturday. Someone went to the home at South Ohio Avenue to check on a friend. They found someone there shot and killed, called police. Police arrived. 2 other people were found dead inside the home. All 3 pronounced dead at the scene. I assume all 3 will be reported. Will this be a double homicide on paper? Sorry, joke was too easy to make. Nope, I'm assuming they'll get it right. But the violence continues in our city, and that's sad. It's sad because I like to live in a safe city. Used to love Columbus, used to love downtown Columbus, used to remember going downtown on many dates, on many social engagements. Used to brag to friends of mine. We'd say, "Wow, what's Columbus really like?" And I'm like, it's okay." I didn't want to tell them because I didn't want them to move here, because I didn't want us to have the problems that they have in a lot of America's major cities. Now we have them. And I guess probably it's a coincidence that coincides with 3 consecutive terms of Columbus Mayor Andrew Ginther, and prior to that, 3 consecutive terms of Democratic rule under Michael Coleman. What does America's murder mayor have to say about this? Yes, it's not a great thing that we have underreported crimes, that we let 18 murders fall into purgatory. What was it, 3,000 rapes, something like that? Here's the quote from Andrew Ginther. "I am grateful." Of course you are. See, you might think this is bad news, that 18 murders fell through the cracks. You're not looking at it from the right perspective. You're not looking at it through the lens of Andrew Ginther, which means your brain works. But here's how his works. "I am grateful that Chief Elaine Bryant's commitment to data-driven policing has helped to identify this underreporting and that it is swiftly being rectified. See, the problem is not that 18 murders were not reported, that 3,000 rapes and thousands of car thefts and grand larcenies. The problem is not that they were unreported. The solution is we've discovered it. That's all you should focus on, according to Andrew Ginther. It's swiftly being rectified. And then, of course, wouldn't be an Andrew Ginther statement without the empty platitudes. I am committed to continuous improvement, and I thank the department for their, should be its, transparency and action to address this matter. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Areas of rain, breezy afternoon, high today 58. Clouds and windy this evening, rain followed by a shower or two late tonight, low 36. Breezy tomorrow morning, partly sunny with a high 50. And then showers for Wednesday morning, cloudy day, much cooler, high 43. Clouds and chilly for Thursday, some sun in the afternoon, high Thursday at 34. A little snow at times for us on Friday, high Friday afternoon, 37. I'm Steve Williams on 98.9 FM, The Answer.
Hear that? The soothing sounds of a bubble bath. And if you were here, you'd smell a single cedar leaf candle. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. So if you ride, get back on the road and enjoy 24/7 roadside assistance from Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. And then take a shower, because it's fast, like your motorcycle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Roadside assistance may require comprehensive coverage, not available in all states.
For anyone with everyday aches and pains, I've got a question. What are you missing out on? Probably a lot. So let me tell you about Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a drug-free daily supplement that helps your body fight pain naturally. It doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. In about 3 weeks, you'll discover what it's like to feel better. Go to relieffactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF and save on your first order. That's 1-800-4RELIEF.
I'm CPA Brad Henneberg with Premier Tax CPAs. And the true value of using a CPA is getting guidance throughout the year, not just at tax time. During the year, we can actively advise you on your financial and tax planning and other major business decisions, just like an outside CFO. Too often, when you see your accountant only at tax time, we're really only keeping score of what you did last year. We'll prepare a comprehensive tax plan to maximize your deductions and minimize the tax you pay, and present you with money-saving options you may not have ever considered. We'll update your financial position each quarter, so there are no nasty surprises at tax time. At Premier Tax CPAs, we like to have consultations with our clients throughout the year because important financial information is only useful if it's timely. At Premier Tax CPAs, we're a firm that can work with you and your business throughout the year to help you make decisions before it's too late. Give us a call at Premier Tax CPAs at 614-524-4888. That's 614-524-4888.
If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Westwood Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-839-8484, 800-839-8484, 800-839-8484.
This is Mike Gallagher. If you're looking for the ideal Christmas or holiday gift for just about anybody, whether they're near or far, give a Sugar Bush Gourmet gift basket. Choose from a wide array of chocolates, wines, cheeses, nuts, specialty foods, you name it. There's a perfect one for just about everybody. Oh, and they make great corporate gifts too. Place your order online, have it shipped locally or anywhere in the U.S. Visit their store at the Worthington Mall. Family owned for 2 generations. Go to SugarBushGourmetGiftBaskets.com. SugarBushGourmetGiftBaskets.com.
36 days and counting until we are saved from the utter incompetence of the Joe Biden presidency. Donald Trump's inauguration will take place on January the 20th, and you can be there. I really mean be there. Round-trip airfare for 2-3 nights hotel accommodations, tickets to the presidential inauguration, access to an elegant inaugural ball, and a little spending money to walk around Washington, D.C. How would that sound? You say, I can't afford all that, Bruce. You may not have to afford it if you are the winner of a once-in-a-lifetime presidential inauguration VIP experience sweepstakes. Yes, you can enter at 9890answer.com. Also, we are giving away a pair of limited edition Trump One sneakers valued at $499 as a first prize. So go to 9890answer.com, click on contests and sweepstakes, and enter today. You might be there to see history made on January 20th, courtesy of 9890answer.com. Just one more note that I found here in the underreporting of Columbus crime statistics since 2013. And I told you that this, I thought, smelled like a rat, like a Barack Obama rat, in that after his first term, there was some grumbling. He's not really not delivering for the black community. Well, one way you can deliver for the black community is make the black community think that under your Justice Department, crime is going down in the inner city. So all of a sudden, the way they reported crimes changed. Winky, winky. And from 2013 to 2015, the national crime data showed, and the Columbus crime data showed, that crime is going down, unfortunately. Now that we know that many crimes, like 19,000 crimes, fell through the cracks, they got investigated, they just didn't get reported. 18 murders, 2,400 rapes, over 2,000 robberies, 5,000 aggravated assaults, 7,500 burglaries, 6,000 car thefts here in Columbus and nationally. Quote from Deputy Chief Tim Myers. What we know now to be true, the offenses actually went up in those years. There you go. There you go. Y'all voted for Obama because he was going to come through for you, just like you vote for Joyce Beatty, just like you vote for Columbus City Council. Oh, by the way, speaking of Columbus City Council, there are 10 finalists for the Columbus City Council position about to be vacated by Shayla Favor, your future Franklin County prosecutor. Run for your lives, Columbus police officers. Go get a job in the suburbs because Shayla Favor is coming to prosecute you, unless you exceed to being shot by people who are criminals in the city of Columbus, then she's probably okay with that. But here are the, here are a few of the woke parade entrants who are up for Shayla Favor's job. Remember, they got 31 applicants for Shayla Favor's job, and they pared it down to a list of 10, and quite the list it is. Politics is a good business, good family business. Otto Beatty III, an attorney, son of the late Otto Beatty Jr., a former Ohio State House representative, and stepson of Congresswoman Joyce Beatty, head of the Congressional Black Caucus. There you go. Shanice Green, Diversity Initiatives Coordinator at Capital University Law School. I have a question. Didn't the Supreme Court rule against that? Diversity initiatives at a law school, at any school? Wouldn't you think the people in the law schools would know about the Supreme Court rulings? Pretty sure I didn't make that up. Shanice, maybe that's why she's looking for a new gig, because she's got an illegal gig right now. Don't know. Robert Lease, I think it's Lease, maybe it's Lice, L-E-I-S. He is a program manager at NetJets. Now you're saying, well, he sounds like a, pretty important corporate dude, Bruce. He doesn't fit the profile. Wait, there's more. LGBTQ plus advocate who founded the Stonewall Sports Columbus chapter. Bailey Phillips, a social worker at the Reeb Center in Columbus. Denzel Porteous, who I've met Denzel, he's a nice man. He's also the executive director of Stonewall Columbus, an LGBTQ plus center and advocacy organization. And Jesse Vogel, an attorney at Legal Aid of Southeast and Central Ohio. I hazard a guess that when Shayla Favor unjustly prosecutes the next Columbus police officer who's caught on the wrong end of lethal force from a criminal, I'm going to bet Jesse Vogel is going to be on the same side as Shayla Favor in how that case will no doubt be prosecuted. Now, there's to the Dispatch, troubling lack of black women on the list. Only 2 are black women because, of course, Shayla Favor is a black woman. And if they do not appoint a black woman to fill Shayla Favor's seat, the council would not have any black female members. So I think you can pretty much tell that the appointee will be a black woman. That would be my guess. Although, I don't know. They already have Shannon Hardin. They already have an LGBTQ person, maybe more than one. Shannon Hardin's been pretty upfront with his LGBTQ-ness. So maybe they'll have another one. I don't know. They got advocacy people. We'll see. We'll see. Here's what we do know. The drone issue that you've heard about in the news over New Jersey, maybe you didn't worry about it too much because it's New Jersey. You're thinking, well, you know, of all the 50 states, if there's one we have to do without, New Jersey, New York. Now it's come home right to our very backyard. Wright Patterson Air Force Base on Friday night into Saturday morning. Shut down airspace over the base because of concerns about unidentified drones. That's not good. Robert Pertaman of the 88th Wing, he's a PR person of some sort, speaking for Wright Pat, says we are taking all appropriate measures to safeguard Wright Patterson and the residents. Our units continue to monitor the airspace and are working with local authorities to ensure the safety of our base facilities and assets. Look, 2 things I say all the time, 2 things can be true at once. Here are 2 things that cannot be true at once. The official government position on these drones. These 2 things cannot be true at once. On one hand, the government cannot say, we do not know what these are. And on the other hand, say, but you are totally safe from them. Those 2 things cannot be true at once. Okay? But that is what they are saying. That is what Alejandro Mayorkas is saying. That is what everybody at the Department of Defense is saying. Those 2 things, how can those 2 things be true at once? We don't know what they are. Okay, that's problematic. But you're totally safe. How do you know? What are they? I refer to statement 1. We don't know what they are. My question would be, do they think we're this stupid? And a more problematic question, seriously, more problematic question is, are they this stupid? Do they really not know? What do I think these are? I don't have any basis for saying this other than I choose to believe that our military is not, and our administration is not as incompetent as they appear. I choose to believe that. Why? I sleep better at night. That's one reason. Okay. And I mean, you know, Chinese spy balloon, all those other things. I know we have some parameters for this possibly being as nefarious as it could possibly be, but I like sleeping. And so I choose to believe we're not as stupid and incompetent as we appear.
So that's our news. I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Authorities in Ohio are investigating after the bodies of 3 women were found inside a Columbus home. Police say the killings were considered homicides, but also say it's a complex scene because of the number of victims. Investigators are interviewing witnesses and looking for video evidence as well. Violence broke out at a makeshift club in Houston. The police say that 2 teens were killed, 4 were injured, including a 13-year-old girl. The makeshift club's new phenomenon, largely brought on by invitations that occur over the internet. Storms across the U.S. brought heavy snow, dangerous ice, and even a tornado to California over the weekend. And they say tornadoes are very rare in California, but not unheard of altogether. A booming session on Wall Street at last glance. The Dow up by 63 points. The S&P 500
of 525. This is SRN News.
Our nation's problems have been building for the past 50 years, and they're not going away overnight, which is why we must prepare now for a financial collapse that will affect the entire economy. The good news is there's an easy way to do that. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe everyone should consider a gold IRA from Birch Gold Group to diversify their IRA or 401k. Gold is a proven bedrock in almost every kind of economy. To learn more, get a free info kit from my trusted friends at Birch Gold by texting the word PREPARE to 989898. Don't wait until decades of government irresponsibility comes crashing down on your retirement. Get your free info kit on gold IRAs from the Birch Gold Group now. Text PREPARE to the number 989898. That's PREPARE to 989898.
Today's America is full of bloviating pundits who speak with emotion. That's why you need to listen to The Larry Elder Show. Larry is a lawyer, writer, and media personality who speaks truth with facts. The Larry Elder Show, weekday evenings from 8 to 11 on 98.9 FM. The Answer.
Do you just grin and bear it or bite the bullet when it comes to everyday pain? Don't. Try Relief Factor, a drug-free daily supplement that helps your body fight pain naturally. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. It's 100% drug-free, it's developed by doctors. In 3 weeks or less, you'll know whether it works for you like it works for me. Try Relief Factor for yourself. Go to relieffactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF and save on your first order. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
This Christmas, gather your loved ones as we at TBN celebrate the birth of Jesus. Enjoy powerful performances by For King and Country, Matthew West, Danny Goki, and Natalie Prince. Along with inspiring messages from Joel Osteen, Rick Warren, Max Lucado, and others.
Merry Christmas to you guys.
Tune in or stream meaningful programming anytime on the TBN Plus app. Visit tbn.org to learn more and make TBN part of your holiday tradition. This Christmas, gather your loved ones as we at TBN celebrate the birth of Jesus. Enjoy powerful performances by For King and Country, Matthew West, Danny Goki, and Natalie Prince. Along with inspiring messages from Joel Osteen, Rick Warren, Max Lucado, and others.
Merry Christmas to you guys.
Tune in or stream meaningful programming anytime on the TBN Plus app. Visit tbn.org to learn more and make TBN part of your holiday tradition.
News, opinion, action. Here, 98.9 FM, The Answer, anywhere you go. With The Answer's mobile app at 98.9theanswer.com. Also on your smart speakers, TuneIn or iHeart.
If you're looking to upgrade your flooring before the new year, probably waited too long. But that doesn't mean that now wouldn't be a good time to get in line to do it first in the new year. So you can go to brucehooley.com and click flooring and get in line because, hey, I'll have time over the holidays to come and measure your space, and we'll chat about whether you want to do a carpet remodel, whether you want to redo your floors, maybe get rid of that hardwood that you're tired of scratching every single time you get it refinished, then you scooch a chair across it, and oh my, I can't believe. No, you need a product that looks like wood, but is waterproof and scratch proof. And hey, we have it. It's called luxury vinyl plank. It comes in gray, comes in all different shades of brown. It comes in all different types that you would want. And let me tell you, wide plank, long plank, narrow plank, you name it, we've got it. And it is super, super durable. So if you are looking to save money, if you are looking to have someone do your flooring that is accountable because we have our own installers, well, check, check, check. And I would love to come and talk with you. BruceHooley.com flooring, BruceHooley.com flooring. Oh, I have a treat for you. Christmas is a wonderful time of year. It's a time of year where we have, obviously, those of us who are Christian, enormous reasons to be thankful. If you're not a Christian, if you're just a Republican and you're not a Christian, there's another reason to be thankful. Because Donald Trump is returning to the White House, and Donald Trump returning to the White House means that this person is not. You say, wait, this person, what was her name again? Oh, yeah, that's right, Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris. Ladies and gentlemen, we have located Kamala Harris. Over the weekend, she made, what, her third appearance since being waxed in the presidential election, losing in all 7 swing states, including the popular vote. She was back for a Democrat holiday party. Now, you know, it's not a Christmas party if it's a Democratic party, right? I can't say Christmas. So it's a holiday party, and I just venture a guess that the people in the assembled party were probably captivated by what you were about to hear, and probably said to each other as she spoke, "Oh yeah, now I remember how we lost. In fact, now I wonder how we didn't lose by more."
Our spirit is not defeated. We are not defeated. Let's be clear about that. We are strong. We are clear about why we are in this. And because you're here right now, I say, again, thank you, because not only are you clear about all of that, you're willing to put in the hard work. And that work must continue.
Yes.
We cannot let any circumstance or situation or individual ever take away our power.
What about Donald Trump? He took your power away.
To know why we do what we do and our ability to then get that work done. And especially because we know what we stand for, and that's why we know what to fight for. We here believe in the promise of America.
You were so hungry for a word. Admit it. You were so hungry for a Kamala word salad. You missed it, didn't you? Here's my favorite part of that.
Or situation or individual ever take away our power.
Can't let a single individual ever take away our power. Wait a minute. Didn't Trump do that? Didn't he kind of, I think that's kind of the very definition of what he did. Like, you lost across the country. You lost the Senate. You still lost the House. It took you a month to count ballots in California, and you still couldn't fudge that to the point where you won it. You lost governorships. You lost state legislators. You lost on ballot initiatives. Like, you lost across the board. You are a loser, okay? He took away your power. And now he's taking away your money. That's right. He's taking away your money. Nope, not with the tariffs. I know Kamala was all worried about the tariffs and the 20% tax on everyone that the tariffs are. No. Did you see where Trump got a $15 million settlement from Georgie Stephanopoulos and ABC News? We'll get to that in a moment. First, I want you to hear, I would not want to cheat you out of what Joe Biden had to say at the Democrat holiday party.
We're leaving America in a better place today than when we came here 4 years ago. The one thing I've always believed about public services, especially about the presidency, is the importance of asking yourself, have we left the country better shape than we found it? Today, I can say with every fiber of my being,
everyone,
with all my heart, the answer to that question is a resounding yes. Yes.
Oh, a resounding yes. Yes. Well, sounded like a few of the 1,500 people who Biden pardoned on Friday were there in the audience clapping. I told you about the embezzler in Illinois who embezzled more than $500 million. He got a pardon. I told you about the woman who embezzled like $100 million in Illinois. She got a pardon. I told you about the judge in Pennsylvania who took $2 million from a private juvenile prison to funnel juvenile prisoners to that prison and juice up their sentences more than the law called for, including one of those offenders who committed suicide because he was so troubled that he was sentenced. I didn't tell you about Jacqueline Mills. She stole millions of dollars from a taxpayer-funded U.S. Department of Agriculture program that aimed at feeding poor children in Arkansas. She got a pardon. How do we explain? Oh, of course, Hunter Biden got a pardon. He was the first. He was the first to get the big pardon for past sins and all future sins that we haven't discovered yet. By the way, what do Democrats like Bernie Sanders think of that pardon. Here was Bernie Sanders on Meet the Press with Kristen Welker, who had the temerity, what's wrong with you, Kristen Welker, to play for Bernie Sanders some of the things that Joe Biden has said that he would not do, that he, of course, eventually did do.
Let me ask you about President Biden's pardon of his son, Hunter. Former Biden senior advisor Anita Dunn said she agrees with the decision to pardon him.
Of course.
She disagrees with how it was carried out, the criticism of the Justice Department. And I want to remind you of what we heard from President Biden himself on this topic earlier this year.
Please do. Please do.
Will you accept the jury's outcome, their verdict, no matter what it is?
Yes,
And have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
yes. I said I abide by the jury decision. I will do that, and I will not pardon him.
Senator, was it the right decision for the country to pardon Hunter Biden?
Well, I think two things. When you have his opponents going after his family, as a father, as a parent, I think we can all understand Biden trying to protect his son and his family.
No, actually, I can't.
On the other hand, I think the precedent being set is kind of a dangerous one. It was a very wide open pardon, which could, under different circumstances, lead to problems in terms of future presidents.
Now, not a lot of America shares Joe Biden's opinion that he is turning over a great country to Donald Trump. In a poll taken late last week, 7% of respondents said that Joe Biden will go down in history as one of the greatest presidents ever. 7%. Let's hope they don't have driver's licenses. 17% said he'll go down as an above average president. Let's hope they're not parents. 22% said he'd go down as an average president. 18% said below average, and 35% said he'll go down as one of the worst. So there's about a third of the populace that is in touch with reality. Of course, Joe Biden's record number of pardons issued over the weekend is not the last group of pardons that he's going to issue because he has the wokest wing of his party in his ear asking him for more.
Mass incarceration has been a problem for decades, and our broken clemency system has certainly contributed to that mass incarceration crisis. The president has the power. He has a responsibility to address systemic injustices and to get our nation on a pathway to healing.
Is that the pathway we're going to get on? Well, how did Joe Biden go about giving away all those pardons? And a lot of them don't make sense. I mean, here's Josh Shapiro, governor of Pennsylvania, saying that the judge in the case of the Kids for Cash program, Shapiro pretty unequivocally disagrees with that.
I do feel strongly that President Biden got it absolutely wrong and created a lot of pain here in northeastern Pennsylvania. This was not only a black eye on the community, the Kids for Cash scandal, but it also infected families in really deep and profound and sad ways. He deserves to be behind bars, not walking as a free man.
So what was the filter that the Biden administration used to grant these pardons? A person without clearance to give their name, but very familiar with the pardons, told Politico over the weekend. The White House did not consider any details when weighing the charges against the Kids for Cash judges or the cases of other individuals who received commutations. They just gave them to anyone who had been on COVID home confinement, had not committed a violent offense or a sex offense. All of them.
The afternoon, high today 58. Clouds and windy this evening. Rain followed by a shower or two late tonight, low 36. Breezy tomorrow morning, partly sunny with a high 50. And then showers for Wednesday morning, cloudy day, much cooler, high 43. Clouds and chilly for Thursday, some sun in the afternoon, high Thursday at 34. A little snow at times for us on Friday, high Friday afternoon, 37. I'm Steve Williams on 98.9 FM, The Answer.
Gaining weight was easy. Losing it's a lot harder. I have to work at it every day. But with every step, I lower my risk of type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And that makes it very much worth the effort.
Learn how you can help stop diabetes by losing weight, eating healthy, and staying active. Visit checkupamerica.org or call 1-800-DIABETES. A message from the American Diabetes Association.
Look, we're all experiencing scary times together. I want to tell you about Equity Protect because they're the only company that prevents deed and home title theft. You've heard the story about criminals stealing people's hard-earned equity or even selling their homes without them even knowing about it. There are companies that do monitor your title, and then they alert you after something terrible has happened. Well, Equity Protect is different. They scan, monitor, alert, and most importantly, they'll stop any attempts to steal your home equity and ownership. And they're on the case 24/7. Get your free risk assessment by going to equityprotect.com. equityprotect.com. And for a limited time, you'll get 30% off by using the discount code Mike30. That's Mike30. Want to make a phone call? Here's their number, 888-213-2959. Call Equity Protect now, 888-213-2959, or visit equityprotect.com/Gallagher. Don't forget to use the discount code Mike30.
Oil investments involve a high degree of risk and actual results may vary.
Limited time left. Are you ready to seize a unique investment opportunity that could save you in taxes for 2024 and help you secure your financial future? Goldman Sachs predicts oil to remain in the $70 to $100 range. So why not invest in the uptrend now? That's the sound of a producing oil well and the sound of a smart investment. If you are an SEC accredited investor with at least $100,000 in liquid assets, you can take advantage of Encore Energy's exclusive projects and a significant tax write-off for 2024. But hurry, there's limited time left this year to benefit from the incredible tax incentive. Imagine nearly 100% of your investment being deductible for 2024. Don't miss out on this limited time opportunity to create monthly income for up to 20 or more years to come. Call 800-278-7455 now and connect to a knowledgeable Encore Energy representative. Encore is a major investor and experienced operator in its core area of operations. Call Encore Energy now at 800-278-7455. That's 800-278-7455.
3 words: resist the drift. If you're married, you've got to know these words. Because let's be honest, every couple experiences the feeling that they're drifting apart. You get lost in your phone, your career path, or whatever else fills your time. Pretty soon you feel more like roommates than soulmates. Resist the Drift Marriage Conference is a fun, heartfelt event presented by Focus on the Family and 98.9 FM, The Answer. And it's coming to Genoa Church on February 14th and 15th. Register now at resistthedrift.com.
Who are the people that serve part-time in the Ohio Army National Guard? We are your neighbors and friends. We are your sons and daughters. Our service is providing us valuable job skills, and it pays up to 100% of our tuition. We're proud to serve our state. We are your Ohio Army National Guard. Learn more about part-time service with the Ohio Army National Guard at nationalguard.com/OH. Sponsored by the Ohio Army National Guard, aired by the Ohio Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Many of you have heard that Dennis Prager suffered a catastrophic fall at his home, and Dennis is recovering, but it's going to be a long, pronounced recovery. And maybe you would like to reach out. Maybe you would like to wish Dennis well. We have heard from the woman who sometimes partners with Dennis on the air that your encouraging notes have really lifted Dennis's spirits. But you don't have the address, you don't have the hospital. Well, we make it easy for you at 989theanswer.com. All you need to do is go to our website, click on the Dennis Prager icon, and pass along your well wishes. Now, you can do a lot more while you're there. You can register for the Christmas Mortgage Miracle, our 7th year of giving away a big chunk of cash in the next year to pay your mortgage or to pay your rent. It's capped at $18,000 for 2025. If you'd like to win that, any other contest, browse the Discount Shopping Club or send your well wishes to Dennis Prager. You can do it all at 989theanswer.com. I typically try not to carry over topics from one segment to the next, but these Biden pardons are just incredibly stupid. They gave away 1,500 pardons to people, just really bad people. A judge who sentenced juveniles to prison, even though the terms were longer than they were supposed to be. One of the kids committed suicide. The judge got paid $2 million. It's called the Cash for Kids program in Pennsylvania. The Pennsylvania district attorney in the state called it one of the worst scandals in Pennsylvania history, forced the state to vacate thousands of juvenile convictions. And this judge got out ahead of time. Why? Because, as I said, he and others, people, the embezzlers, the Chinese guy with the 40-some thousand kiddie porn images on his computer, he got a pardon because they all fit under the Biden administration criteria. Did they look at each individual case? No, they did not. So they got a blanket report on anybody who was still on home confinement that was imposed during COVID, that was not guilty of a sex offense or terrorism. And if you fit under those parameters, you got a pardon. It was an episode of Oprah. You get a pardon, you get a pardon, you get a pardon. No one was excluded. No one. Aren't these the same people who told us no one's above the law? Aren't these the same people that lectured us about, you have to have respect for the law if you don't, the rule of law? Administration officials are defending the pardons because they say Joe Biden is committed to second chances and that his pardons are not a commentary on the severity of the crimes that were committed. What an utter idiot. So I mentioned in the previous segment, Donald Trump not just embarrassed Kamala Harris. I'm going to play that Kamala Harris cut again in the show because we hear from her so seldom now. And I think we all have become guilty of not remaining thankful enough for the fact that Donald Trump is ascending to the presidency. And that we're also not thankful enough, and I seriously mean this, we're not thankful enough for the fact that we are not in the middle of a couple of things. Number one, domestic riots over Trump being elected. Did you think that would go as smooth as it has? Nope, neither did I. But Kamala Harris, thankfully, was such an incompetent candidate that her defeat did not inspire anyone to go, oh man, I can't bear life without Kamala Harris. So that's a good thing. Second thing is, and his clock's not run out on this yet, 36 days before Trump takes over, before the Houthis and Hamas and Hezbollah and Iran and other foreign enemies, China, North Korea, Russia, I feel a whole lot more comfortable once Trump is in office that any bad actors out there, if they get an idea about messing with us, that it won't be ignored, that it won't be dismissed. I don't know if the drone attack is this kind of nefarious activity on the part of our enemies or not. My assumption, as I said before, I choose to believe our Department of Defense is not as incompetent as they sound when they say, we don't know what they are, but you're totally safe. Nope. In order for the latter to be true, I'm going to need the former to not be true. I'm going to need you to know what they are in order for me to believe that I am safe. Okay? You not knowing what they are, you saying you do not know what they are, does not make me feel safe. It just does not. Cannot. Not possible. Okay. But I refuse to believe, just because I like to sleep, that they don't know what they are. But what do I think they are? I think they're ours. And I think we don't want to tell people they are ours because we're testing some kind of new thing. There's a military base in close proximity here. They're probably flying from, they're probably doing research, and they just don't want to tell us what it is. So that's, I have no proof of that. I'm just saying that's what it is. And they shut down Wright Pat Air Force airspace on Saturday night because they had drone activity there, which probably is copycat, local hobbyists or something like that. Now, as for the good news on the Trump front, there is a great deal of it, including the fact that ABC News has agreed to pay Donald Trump, oh, this is so delicious, $15 million plus legal fees. Why? Here you go. Every single time you hear George Stephanopoulos in this clip from a March interview with Nancy Mace on his Sunday news program, every single time you hear, and this was in the aftermath of Donald Trump being found, I'm not sure what the legal term is, but you remember the whole E. Jean Carroll case where she alleged that Trump assaulted her. And so this was not a criminal case. This was a civil case. She was suing for money. And they amended the law in New York that she could, A, file the case like 30 years after this incident allegedly happened, although she couldn't say the year. And when she tried to say what dress she was wearing, that dress wasn't made that year. So it was all totally bogus and made up. And then they amended the law so that Trump could be essentially the victim of double jeopardy again, where they went back in and juiced up the damages after he originally been found guilty of damaging her, which is a joke, to the tune of $5 million, and her judgment was like $80 million. So George Stephanopoulos has Nancy Mace on his program, and he tries to browbeat her because he said, how can you support Donald Trump for president when Donald Trump has been guilty of rape? Well, he wasn't found guilty of rape. He wasn't remotely found guilty of rape. So listen to the cash register ringing every time Georgie says rape.
And you've endorsed Donald Trump for president. Judges and 2 separate juries have found him liable for rape and for defaming the victim of that rape. How do you square your endorsement of Donald Trump with the testimony we just saw? It's not about shaming you. It's a question about Donald Trump.
are shaming me.
You've endorsed Donald Trump for president. Right. Donald Trump has been found liable for rape by a jury. Donald Trump has been found liable for defaming the victim of that rape by a jury. It's been affirmed by a judge.
It was not a criminal court case, number one. Number two, I live with shame. And
so Nancy Mace goes into the fact that you're browbeating me because I'm a rape survivor and you're trying to get me to say, that Trump is a rapist and so I can't possibly support him. There are multiple levels to how awesome this is. Number one, Stephanopoulos has to pay $1 million out of his own pocket. Okay. So that's really good. They have to pay Trump's legal fees, which will be, very high, I'm sure, for New York lawyers. But what is most egregious about what Stephanopoulos did is that the jury in the case found the exact opposite of what Stephanopoulos said was true. The jury in the case said that E. Jean Carroll did not prove that she was raped, and that the standard in the case, in a civil case, is preponderance of evidence, 51%. The meter lingers. I think he's more likely than less likely. So that's where the verdict came from. And as you know, in a criminal case, the standard is beyond a reasonable doubt. So the jury was expressly clear in saying this was not rape. Stephanopoulos said it was. He said it over and over and over and over again. And every time he said it, they opened up the cash drawer. And now ABC's got to pay. And he's got to pay, which is awesome.
Economists warn that massive tax hikes could devastate your IRA and 401k account as the stock market braces for impact. With inflation on the rise and global uncertainty looming, it's clear why central banks and savvy Americans are turning to gold. If you haven't had your eye on gold, it's time to make it a priority. Priority Gold. Trust our team of proven professionals to help you diversify your savings with gold and silver. Call 1-800-405-GOLD or visit PriorityGold.com/gold for a free gold info guide. Plus, see if you qualify for free shipping and storage. Experts agree that physical gold is one of the best ways to fortify your savings, no matter what the economic climate. Act now to get your portfolio working for you while the market is golden. Call 1-800-405-GOLD to speak with a gold specialist or visit PriorityGold.com/gold to learn more. That's 1-800-405-GOLD.
Find us at 9890theanswer.com. Download our apps. Stream us 24/7. WTOH and WTOH HD1, Upper Arlington, Columbus.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. A major announcement from President-elect Donald Trump concerning the U.S. economy.
I'm thrilled to announce that SoftBank will be investing $100 billion in America, creating 100,000 American jobs at a minimum.
The president-elect speaking from Palm Beach, Florida. The Japanese technology group SoftBank makes investments in a variety of companies that it groups together in a series of vision funds. Economists have their eyes set on the Federal Reserve meeting this week.
Americans waiting on lower borrowing costs for mortgages and other loans may be disappointed by this Wednesday's announcement from Federal Reserve policymakers. The Fed is widely expected to reduce...
Hey, that'll do it for hour number one. Thanks for joining us. We're going to end the live stream right there. I hope you join us tomorrow, and I look forward to seeing you then. I hope you have a fantastic Monday. And, man, 2 shout-outs. Number one to Blake Horvath of Hilliard, quarterback of the Navy midshipmen. Phenomenal game on Saturday, Blake. Wow. Amazing, amazing, amazing performance. Not surprised. Congratulations to your awesome family. Your dad, Alan. I'm sorry, I don't know your mom's name, but I've known Alan for years, and was so much fun covering you at Darby. And I'm not the least bit surprised in your success in the 125th Army Navy game. Wow, was that awesome. And also shout out, I wish it was awesome, but it's not. It's just I feel so bad for Nick Chubb of the Browns breaking his foot yesterday. Man, super total drag. Jinxed. Franchise is jinxed. Nick Chubb, one of the good guys. Battled injuries throughout his college career, throughout his pro career. Just a great guy, and really sorry about that, Nick. Prayers are with you, buddy. All right, with that, everybody have a great day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.